Okay, welcome back to Bounce Around Charleston. Standing here with me, Daniel Simmons Jr., along with his daughter, Alana Simmons, son and granddaughter of the Reverend Daniel L. Simmons Sr., one of the victims of the Emanuel 9. Welcome to Bounce Around Charleston.
Thank you.
Okay, 1 year later, and we're about to celebrate, I'll use that term, the memory of that day. How has it been?
Well, for one, it has been very exciting and rewarding to see that everyone is still walking in forgiveness and love, and to see the passion that everyone is spreading around, not only the United States, but here in Charleston. You know, there's a great thing about love that radiates. And so that four-letter word has radiated across the nation. So it's good to see that the zeal, the fire, and just having an overall sense of wanting to do something is very special.
So what the families have done after that tragic evening has just resonated across the country. Alana?
True. I know for myself, when we were in the courtroom at the bond hearing a couple of days after the shooting, and Miss Nadine got up and said what she said, which was, "I forgive you." I know for me, I had a very humbling epiphany sitting there on that front row, thinking that, as cliche as it sounds, that love really is stronger than hate. And for that message to resonate in the country, especially in the times that we live in, it's definitely something that I know I can appreciate and that my grandfather would appreciate as well.
Well, being a preacher, that's what he taught.
That's what he taught. That's what he taught.
And
That's
so
what he taught.
so you can't get around that.
You can't get around that. And it's amazing that, as Alana said, you know, in the courtroom, love radiated, forgiveness radiated. And it was such a great aroma to be a presence, to see God, the Holy Spirit, and Jesus, and see all of that, the three come together and just resonate. The power, the movement.
This has changed the face of the entire country.
That's correct. That's correct.
Everything that you have talked about and exhibited, and you continue to do that 1 year later?
Because one of the things that people don't understand, God does what he hates to accomplish what he loves. And he does that to get our attention.
God does what he hates
to accomplish
what
he loves.
What he loves. Alana, you're the granddaughter.
Yes.
So tell me how you felt the night when you got the message.
Well, my dad called me that night and told me what might have happened. And I have to be honest with you and say that I was hurt, I was confused, I was angry, I was sad, I was a lot of different things. It wasn't until we got the news, we were on our way to Charleston, and we got to Charleston that all of that changed. Like my father said, God allows what he hates to accomplish what he loves. And when we got to Charleston, I was initially fearful of how the community would react, and I was unaware of how I would even react. And then to get to the community of Charleston and to get to South Carolina and to see that South Carolina strong really be exhibited through all the people, through love, through forgiveness, through unity, that was something that to me was unprecedented. It was something that I hadn't seen, and it inspired me to continue my grandfather's legacy through love and not by memorializing the way that he died.
Well, you know, if anyone really knew your grandfather, they knew he was a comedian. And he was. He was a comedian, and he loved making people laugh. He did. Okay? And then 2 weeks just before that incident, he was at my house because my father passed. And he was there to make sure that I handled the service correctly.
That's
Yeah,
correct. That's correct.
that sounds right.
That's right. That's right.
He loved telling you what to do.
And how to do it.
And how to do it.
So do you miss that?
Of course. My dad and I, we talked every day. And we had talked about coming, I talked about coming to your father's homegoing service. And so I was intentionally coming down because, again, it was right before Father's Day. And I said, okay, yeah, we can go and hang out. And we were making a plan to do Father's Day. And you're right, he was a great comedian, as he got older, he became more and more of a comedian. He would tell more jokes. Life became good for him. I saw a huge change in his life over my years of just being his son. So I really enjoy, and I really miss him. I truly miss him.
1 year later, what are we doing now?
So a couple of days after the shooting, in the bond hearing, I said to the shooter, although my grandfather died at the hands of hate, he lived in love and he preached love, and so his legacy will be love and hate won't win. And before we left the courtroom, it was like this worldwide trending hashtag, and so we used that hashtag to create a social media challenge. And we challenged people to go out, show an act of love to someone who's different, and post that to their social media accounts with the hashtag hate won't win. After a few endorsements and a big endorsement by President Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama,
wow,
we got a large following base, and after we got that following base, we decided to turn the social media challenge into a nonprofit organization that purposefully goes out and advocates for unity through demonstrations of love, and fiscally gives to families, communities, and people affected by bullying, discrimination, and hate crimes.
You've been quite busy.
Yes, I have.
Well, quite busy. Okay, so now we're about to celebrate June 17th and the 9 days of celebration. What are you feeling?
Well, we're feeling a great movement here in Charleston again. There's going to be a huge synergized effort to just come forth and just be here in love and unity. As Alana said, with the Hate Won't Win movement, it's been a great opportunity just to continue and work on the legacy that my father started, in planting love into everyone and everybody that he touched. He enjoyed sharing, giving. He would give of his time, his knowledge. Even in his retirement, when he moved over to Mother Emanuel, he continued to be in a pastoral leadership role, but he wasn't their full-time pastor. So he continued to do that even with his health failing with his feet. So he enjoyed just giving. And so with a year later, we are glad to be here. We're looking forward to the things that are planned, the things that the Hate Won't Win is sponsoring. And so we're just glad to be a part of what Charleston is doing, what the church is doing, and what the people is doing.
Okay. Well, Daniel Simmons Jr. and Alana Simmons, thank you for being here on Bounce Around Charleston and sharing 1 year later. Stay right there. We'll be right back after this break.